Mythological optics.
Yeah, I was talking about the early episode in the Sophia myth that explains the origin of the human species. So, according to these seers in the ancient mysteries, who were trained shamans and had a long, long tradition of practice behind them, they were rigorous investigators of the cosmos and of the human psyche. And they said that, no, we're the creation of these aeons. Now, don't think of these aeons as angels. Don't think of them as anything anthropomorphic. If you have to visualize them at all, visualize them as great torrents of energy, like great torrents of plasmic energy, but of enormous beauty and power, circulating in the galactic center. They're alive, they're awake, they're conscious, they're super conscious, and they love to play and invent. So they invented a species called the Anthropos. That's us. We're one strain of it.
So where do I begin? Well, I think it starts on the 21st, the 22nd, as the culmination of all the anticipation that I have brought to it and yourselves as well. And what happened to me on that day, what I saw at that moment was something of the utmost urgency. I pictured our divine parents, Sophia and Tatagate. But of course, well, how did I picture them? Generally, I don't give my attention to the exercise of picturing them anthropomorphically, as you don't either. Nevertheless, we know that they can be represented anthropomorphically. So as these two divine identities surged into my field of awareness, simultaneously and overlaid were graphic or visual representations of those generators in pairs. The other pairs were Jupiter and Juno, Zeus and Hera. So those are correlative and matching pairs. And of course we have anthropomorphic images of those pairs. And there was a third pair. And the third pair was the most powerful pair. And it was Jupiter, Amun, and Hathor. So those are three plates which contain, as it were, ancient holographic images in the depths of human imagination of certain deities who are all the same. They are all iterations of our primal parents. Jupiter and Juno, Zeus and Hera, Jupiter, Amun, and Hathor, or Amun and Hathor. And they came to my mind visually, as if some force in the supermind compelled me at that moment to picture them. I pictured them. And I pictured them as if it were leaning in upon this world, literally overlooking us, looking over us, with their heads together. The moment has come to picture them in this way, which, as you know, we don't ordinarily do. We don't ordinarily occupy ourselves with a visual or graphic representation of them in imagination. But now is the moment to do so. Divine sense is the gift of the second golden egg. But you cannot have divine sense without knowing who gives it to you. It's an act of recognition. Bring recognition to what gives you divina sensu, and you can receive it. Otherwise, you cannot.
So you see, it's absolutely outrageously beautiful and profound.